This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. NCN Sports is presented by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for more details. By Liberty First Credit Union. Find out more at LibertyFirstCU.com. And by Tom Dinsdale Automotive. Find us on the web at DinsdaleAuto.com.
Live from Duncan Field in Hastings, Nebraska. It's Fairbury versus Hastings here on News Channel Nebraska. I'm Kyle Mathis, joined by Ryan Valenta, and this one should be a fun one, Ryan. I mean, two teams that have struggled as of late. Fairbury is currently on a 7-game losing streak at the moment. Meanwhile, Hastings, they thought maybe they could turn it around, a 17-4 win over Lincoln Northwest, but a 12-0 loss last night to Kearney. So, with Fairbury heading into districts next week in their next game and a Monday game against Crete for Hastings, who has to change things more heading into their postseason?
You bet. I mean, both teams coming off a loss yesterday, but first off, what a day for baseball.
Yeah.
A lot of bad weather across the state yesterday, so we're fortunate for these nice sunny skies today here at Duncan Field. But for Hastings, kind of been an up and down season for them. They've had a few good wins, but then a few pretty bad losses, i.e. the last night's lost against the Kearney Bearcats, where they were run-ruled in 5 innings, 12-0, but a traditionally very decent, probably run-of-the-mill, right about 500 average Hastings team. So they're going to be looking for a win today, and hopefully they can get that. They've got one more game going into next week before they start districts against Crete on Monday, but Hastings on their home field for the last time this season. They so desperately need a win. But then again, the Jeffs out of Fairbury, they're looking for their 5th win as a program this year, and that would be the most in program history. The past few years, they have won exactly 4 games. So the Jeffs looking for perhaps the upset on the road, as Hastings has the better record, but they've already got their district matchup set, and so does Hastings. So a little bit of a tune-up game for these two teams before they face their potential final games of the season next week, Kyle.
And you can see Fairbury getting their lineup announced. Blake Marquardt in his 8th year with Hastings, started in 2016. Completely different from Ryan Garver, head coach of Fairbury, in his first season as head coach of the Jeffs. In a kind of a description, in a one-sentence description of how difficult it's been for Fairbury this season in terms of their matches and their talent that they've played, they were outscored 59-14 in their first 4 games this season when they started the year on an 0-4 record. Yet they did end up winning 4 of 5 in the middle of this season. Well, that's a little look at the matchup brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. We'll be back for the start of this game between Hastings and Fairbury on News Channel Nebraska up next.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community-driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech Program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech Program and become part of the Landmark difference.
The pregame show is sponsored by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
The halftime report on NCN is...
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, a wedding band, so we'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
Welcome back to Hastings. The national anthem just getting done. Fairbury versus Hastings, the Jeffs and the Tigers. It's time to look at our school spotlights, brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Fairbury, from Fairbury, Nebraska, population of under 4,000, enrollment of nearly 200 students. Their mascot are the Jeffs, and their colors are red and yellow.
Jeffs are right up there with probably the best mascot in Nebraska.
Absolutely. And you take a look at Hastings High School, a population of a lot more than Fairbury, nearly 25,100. County and Adams County, enrollment of nearly 770 students, a little more boys than girls, and then a mascot are the Tigers with orange and black colors. It's time to look at the starting pitcher here for Hastings, the Tigers. They are led on the mound by Carlos Jimenez. So talk to me about a little about Carlos Jimenez.
So, yeah, Carlos has been one of the guys that has been on the mound starting a lot for Hastings. He last appeared last Friday against Westview, so he's had over a week off, but he's got a really good fastball, and then he also has that breaking ball to go with it that kind of snaps off. But what's really been the Achilles heel for the Tigers this year is just control and command, locating those pitches on the over part of the plate, and just getting those strikes over because they've had far too many walks for their pitching staff so far. 91 walks to just 106 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Carlos Jimenez actually made the opening day start against Bennington. He looked very, very good as I was at that game for the Badgers and Tigers and looked good for a few innings, but then the Badgers finally figured him out. So look for Mr. Jimenez to have a lot better start on the mound today.
Well, Jimenez, 20 and a third innings pitched this season. This is his sixth start, a 1-2 record on the season so far. He's given up 25 hits, 17 walks with 19 strikeouts, and has a 4.82 ERA. Let's take a look really quickly at Fairbury's starting lineup. They're led off by Brody Prowitz, followed by Miles Tatro. Blaine Shelbitsky, who's actually on the mound, bats third. Jamison Runge is fourth. Jacoby Atkins fifth. Aldo Ramos is sixth, followed by Grady Chappell in seventh. Jacob Nippert is the 8-hole hitter, and Lucas Livingston rounds out the order. And that is the starting lineup for Fairbury. Here we go. Hastings versus the Jeffs, and we're underway. A pitch outside and away is ball one.
Infield behind Jimenez from third to first, Tucker Sinek, Naz Robinson, Royer DeLora, and Nolan Hyde.
The pitch, Prowitz fouls this one off. Brody Prowitz, this season, the sophomore. Fairbury is led by a lot of underclassmen. They have a lot, so that's why the seniors are kind of stepped up as some of the leaders before they head to college, and some of them are playing college athletics. That one's up high. It's now 2-1.
And if you look at the other side for the Hastings Tigers, their varsity roster is entirely consistent of juniors and seniors. No sophomore or freshman.
Swing and a miss there. Great pitch there by Jimenez. Hastings, first base is Nolan Hyde. Behind the plate, Adam Rutt. Second is Royer DeLora. Shortstop, Naz Robinson. And third base, Tucker Sinek. Here's the 2-2. Down low, and it's a full count here to Prowitz. He's batting .244 this season. 11 hits, but where he does good is the walks. He has 6 already drawn this season, trying to draw a 7th. And he cracks one out into deep left field. This is going to stay in and be caught over by Landon Heinrichs out and left.
Excellent play by Landon Heinrichs getting over to his left. It's a good thing that this game is in the morning because in the evening when you're playing left field, that sun is right behind the right field bleachers and is just shining down upon you. So the sun in a very good spot should not play a whole lot of problems for the infielders and outfielders today.
Miles Tatro comes up to bat, one in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Miles Tatro is just a freshman. This is his first year with the Jeffs, and he leads the team in batting average at .324 and in hits at 12. Coach talked about this kid. He has high hopes for him in the future. That one's fouled off.
Yeah, Tatro as a freshman leading the squad, best batting average, hitting 57 points better than their second best batter on the team as a freshman. Miles has got it going this year.
Here's the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Went up with the high fastball there, got Tatro to chase. That fastball by Jimenez can be problematic.
Here's the 1-2. And that one's fouled off, so the count stays alive. Tatro, like many players on this Fairbury team, his family owns a business in Fairbury, Tatro Chiropractic. His dad donated $3 for every three-pointer made in Fairbury basketball season. It amounted up to $408 after they made 136. Swing and a miss there, and down on strikes. Jimenez gets his first strikeout of the game, 20th of the season.
Jimenez said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going to keep going with that fastball up in the zone. If you're going to keep swinging, I'm going to keep elevating it. And finally got the swing and the miss and a nice strikeout for out number 2.
Here's the senior, one of the seniors on this squad, Blaine Shelbitsky, will bat now, and then next half inning he'll go out on the mound and pitch for Fairbury. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a curveball off speed. One of the things I'm noticing here, Jimenez has really good off-speed pitches. It's fooling Fairbury so far.
And I mean, in the high school level, you're expecting a fastball right over the plate for first pitch most of the time, but when you get the hook, that just mixes up your whole world.
The pitch, and that's going to be in there, but not caught by the catcher, Adam Wright, but it is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Shelbitsky.
I wonder if Rutt and Jimenez got crossed up there. It looks like Rutt's glove went down expecting a curveball, but got the heater, but still got the call from the umpire.
The 0-2. Will Jimenez attack? He will, but this one's popped up into center field. Cooper Coles has a read on it, and it's 3 up, 3 down, to begin the game. Middle of the first inning, no score, 0-0. Hastings up to bat next on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports. NCN Sports is sponsored by Cooperative Producers, Inc., your locally owned Cynics convenience store and gas station throughout South Central Nebraska. Tom Dinsdale Auto, Mary Lanning Healthcare, your care, our inspiration.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same. Plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
Welcome back to the bottom of the first inning. Kyle Mathis with Ryan Valenta. We take a look at Fairbury and their starting pitcher. It's Blaine Shelbitsky, the senior, who just signed a few months ago to play baseball at Concordia College. He was an All-State honorable mention last season, and this kid is good. This kid is really good. He is a dual guy. He just came up to bat in the last inning, flew out to center field, and now he's coming up to pitch here. 2-4 record on the season. This is his 8th appearance, 2.26 ERA, and this kid can definitely bring it.
Yes, and we love a two-way player pitching on the mound and batting in the batter's box. But his last outing against Auburn, that crazy game that went into 8 innings when Fairbury tied it in the 7th and then allowed 8 runs. Shelbitsky actually went 6 1/3 and was oh so good before giving up that 7th inning run to lose the game there, but he looked really good in his last outing in the first 6.
First pitch up high, 1-0 to the leadoff man for Hastings, Chance Verton. Chance Verton leads the team in batting average at .391. Not only can he hit, though, he can draw walks, too. And he's up 2-0 in the count.
Yeah, Hastings played Kearney yesterday at Duncan Field. Chance with one of those just 5 hits for the Tigers yesterday, but that left-handed bat has some pop in it.
That one right down the middle. It's 2-1. Chance Verton is really good at baseball. Anybody that has a website, when you look them up on a perfect game and Nebraska prospects, you know they're good. And this guy is definitely going to be a prospect. Takes one inside. I think that actually might have hit him.
Yes,
and
it did.
It did hit him. So Verton gets hit by a pitch for the 10th time this season. When you get up to double digits, when you're hit by a pitch, it's not something that you are too happy to have a higher stat of.
Hey, it pads the on-base percentage, but
Yeah.
Chance got hit with a pitch yesterday. It wasn't a bad hit by pitch. Kind of similar to that, just grazes the arm or grazes the jersey, and a free base for the Tigers here for the leadoff batter.
It's worth mentioning, Verton has 8 stolen bases this season. Will he try it? They're going to try to bunt it. That one goes foul here for Landon Heinrichs, the second hitter in the order. Heinrichs batting .304, but looks like he might go for a sacrifice bunt here to try to get Verton over to second.
You know, on paper or systematically, this is the right play, but with as good as a hitter that's Landon Heinrichs is in the box, I'd like to see him be swinging here.
He's going to try to bunt it. Bunts it up the first baseline. This is going to be a tough play here. Shelbitsky cannot get the throw off. It is a bunt to first base for Heinrichs. Advancing to second is Verton. And already 2 on for Hastings, and they bring up Nash Robinson.
Perfect bunt. But, you know, you look at the replay here. That ball's trickling towards the line. I think maybe it goes foul if you let it go there.
Think so.
As the pitcher is Shelbitsky, you got to know I'm not going to get the guy at first, so maybe I'm just going to let it roll and hope it goes foul.
Here is Nash Robinson. Has a bright future in football, plays for the football team. He'll show a bunt. He bunts it up the first baseline. Making the play is Nippert, flipping it on to Tatro. And the runners advance, though, to second and third. So it is a fielder's choice. There's
Robinson,
one down.
another guy has a very high average on the team, but just Hastings electing to bunt, get the runners over. But now you've got your cleanup hitter, and how many times do you have your cleanup hitter be the pitcher? Carlos Jimenez batting in the 4th spot.
Both teams are putting their pitcher up to the plate. Here's Jimenez now. Got a strikeout last inning on the mound. Now he'll try to bat and bring a run home. And cracks one high up in the air. This is going to be a tough play here for Tatro over at second. It's going in, and it lands in shallow right field. And scoring from third to get the game started is Chance Verton. Advancing to third is going to be Heinrichs. And Jimenez gets a base hit, though, although Ramos couldn't get to it in time.
Yeah, Miles Tatro had the initial look at it, but it just went too far over his head. And then, yeah, like you said, Aldo Ramos just did not have a good read on it and couldn't get in far enough. This field at Duncan Field, very large, and it's going to have a very large space out in the outfield, so outfielders can play farther back, but then when those little pop-ins happen, then it's game over for the outfielders.
Well, Nolan Hyde, coming off of Tommy John surgery, probably would have been the best pitchers on the team.
Yes.
But he had to kind of keep it a little bit less than what he would usually do coming off of that surgery.
Healthy starter for the team last year, but has been relegated to the designated hitter and first base position so far this year.
Runners on the corners, one down. First pitch inside, taking off and stealing. I don't even think Jamison Runge, the catcher, saw the steal, but it's Jimenez who steals second.
And Jimenez did get a late courtesy runner, Isaiah Shaw, as the pitcher, but Blake Marquardt definitely took his time looking at courtesy runner, and Isaiah Shaw been used primarily as a runner this season, and don't want to have your pitcher get hurt on the bases.
That pitch up fouled off. So it's 2-1 with one out. Isaiah Shaw running on second, like it was said, and he's not related though to the Isaiah Shaw that plays for Grand Canyon basketball, who made a deep run in March Madness. As that pitch inside, it's 3-1.
Somebody did their homework. My goodness, Isaiah Shaw, the legend at GCU.
GCU.
Lopes. Awesome.
Pulled off a big upset in March Madness. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Looked like Hyde wanted to go yard on that one.
Yes, he did. Dropped that back shoulder and tried to put that ball over the 408-foot sign in center field.
So 3-2, full count. Can Shelbitsky punch him out here? He does. Swing and a miss, but it's in the dirt. And taking off and running to first and getting there is Hyde. And scoring from third is Heinrichs. Then advancing over to third is Isaiah Shaw. So it would have been an out. It's not. There's still one down. Hyde just made it. He swung and missed, but it went in the dirt. Runge couldn't field it in time.
Unfortunate for Fairbury there, as that was a devastating breaking by ball by Shelbitsky, who had Hyde totally fooled. But yeah, Runge had no idea where it was and wasn't really fast in collecting the ball there. So a wild pitch strikeout scores a run.
Here's a bunt here from Cooper Cole. Picking it up is Shelbitsky. Flips it to first, and there's two down. But scoring from third is going to be Shaw. So Shaw scores. And suddenly it is 3-0 Hastings here in the bottom of the first.
Starting early, that's what Hastings has really had happen to them a lot this season. The other team coming out hot at the top or the bottom of the first, and they've been slow to get back, but good start for them after not scoring in 5 innings yesterday. They've got 3 here in the first.
Oh, wow. That one almost hit Royer DeLora, who bats 7th. So still 3-0 Hastings. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That's inside. It's 2-0. Like we said, though, Ryan Garver in his first season coaching for Fairbury, at least the baseball team. He does coach the basketball team, too.
Double duty.
Yeah. That went just a tad high, and it's 3-0. Hitters count here for DeLoria. Garver, though, it's pretty interesting with this Fairbury team. They don't really have too big of a coaching staff. Actually, Garver's the only one down there from the coaching staff today. Here's the 3-0, and that's inside a 4-pitch walk. It's interesting, though, because Garver and his coaching staff that is not here right now, they actually have to do grounds crew by themselves. They are the groundskeepers for the baseball field in Fairbury. So not only do they have to coach the team, but they also have to work on the field, too. Especially when it rains, like yesterday. It was a bad thunderstorm there, and I'm sure they're happy that they're not playing at home. Especially
Putting in
after
a
that.
whole lot extra. Yeah, like you mentioned, the turf here, no scraping the infield at all. Super, super nice. And Duncan Field, you haven't been before. It's, as you can see on your screen, a vast field. 408 to dead center, 370 to the corners here. Balls do not go out here often, if ever.
Elliot Sidlow takes a strike. 2-1. Sidlow, like a lot of the players do, played for the football team in the fall. With a lot of these players, their work does not end in sports. They play all year round. That pitch up high, 3-1.
Yeah, if you talk to a lot of coaches, they encourage their athletes to play sports fall, spring, and winter so that they just keep active all season and don't go into any relegation.
There's a nice pitch, 3-2. Yeah, some of these players even do football, wrestling, or basketball in the winter, and then baseball, too.
Can't imagine it.
It would be a lot.
You are active pretty much every month of the year.
Pitch down low. That's going to be a walk on the full count. And Sidlow is at first. Meanwhile, you got DeLoria on second, and on third is Nolan Hyde. Bases loaded for Hastings. This could get ugly for Fairbury if something doesn't happen here quickly. Shelbitsky, I'm sure, needs to be hoping for either a pop-up in the infield or a ground ball. He'll go up against Adam Cutt, who's at the bottom of the order, takes a ball. It's 1-0.
Adam Rutt, kind of the secondary catcher, was supposed to be kind of the starting catcher to start into the season, but Bailey Shoemaker, Caleb Clark been the other catchers for him. But, man, Shelbitsky on the mound just has to find that zone and know that he's got 8 guys behind him to hopefully make a play.
2-0. There's a nice pitch down the chute. 2-1. Well, Adam Rutt, you'd think you'd hear this more with Fairbury, but his family does own a business, too, in Hastings called Rutt's Heating and Air Conditioning. Here's the 2-1. High and 3-1.
You can see the Rutt's Heating and Air sponsor on the on-deck circle right in front of the Fairbury dugout. So
Yep.
Rutt's a household name here in the Hastings area.
The 3-1. That is just in the strike zone. It makes it a full count. I think Shelbitsky, Ryan, has probably got to attack the strike zone here. You can't really afford to do a walk with the bases loaded.
Yep, probably be looking fastball here if you're Adam Rutt.
The pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Or I think he calls it foul.
Just got a piece of it, I guess. I didn't hear a tick, but the umpire right there,
I think
right away calling foul.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I might have heard maybe hitting the pad of Jamison Runge
Exactly.
rather than a tip.
Yep.
Either way, though, it's still full count. Take a look at it. I think that did hit the glove. I didn't see a tip there or a foul tip, but it's a 3-2. The pitch. Runners go. Doesn't matter. It's a walk.
So close. That one flirting with that outside corner there, but saw the home plate umpire kind of just drop his head saying, sorry, that's just a little too far outside, but the Tigers now batting around here in the first inning.
So we're going to get a pinch runner over at first base for Adam Rutt. It's Carlos Espino. Played for the Hastings Athletic Youth Team in 2019. He says he's eager to finish his high school career strong with football and baseball. So coming up to bat is Chance Furton. Already batted in this inning. He's the leadoff man in the order, and he takes a strike down low. It's 0-1. He was hit by pitch and then ended up coming around and scoring. 4-0 Hastings. Pitch, that's just a tad high, and it's 1-1. By the way, this first inning is brought to you by John Henry's, our family serving yours. There's a pop-up foul. That actually might have hit a truck up there. There is a parking lot behind the stadium, and that kind of landed close to one of the trucks I saw out there.
And that's where our truck's parked over toward the general vicinity. I think I missed you guys, but heads up over there.
1-2, cracked out into left center, and that's going to score 2 runs. That is an RBI single there for Chance Furton, who gets 2 runs home. Deloria scores from third, Sidlow scores from second, and going to from first to third is Adam Rutt. 6-0 Hastings.
Great piece of hitting by Chance Furton. I think he got the breaking ball there and just kept his hands back, kept his weight back, and then unloaded on the off-speed pitch and sent it to the opposite field. Tigers with a big, big crooked number in the first.
2 out still. Taking off and running to second base and stealing it is Furton. So a stolen base for Chance Furton. That's his 9th of the season.
So at first and third play, the catcher Runge elects to just throw to first or third base, and teams can do a plethora of different things when the runners are in first and third, and Hastings not satisfied with their lead, stealing up 6-0. They want to make sure that they can't let this lead slip away by any means.
Let's take a look here at the stolen base. Immediately jumping for it is Furton. Actually, Runge ended up throwing it to third base to try to catch out Rutt. Excuse me, that's actually Espino.
Yep.
So we see Ryan Garver visiting the mound. Both of these teams, Ryan, actually have a little bit of outside kind of craziness going on. So for Fairbury, obviously it's an hour and a half to go to Hastings. So they had to wake up this morning really early. They had to leave the high school at 8 a.m. Ryan Garver was telling me yesterday that he told his team, hey, guys, you got to be ready to play. Maybe wake up early, eat a breakfast, be ready to play, be energetic. Don't stay up as late and play video games the night before. That's what he told me. Meanwhile, Hastings, though, has prom tonight. So they're probably thinking about the preparations that they're going to have to make in a few hours to go to prom. So both of these teams outside distractions today.
That's what we get at the end of the baseball season.
Yeah.
A lot of games packed into short amount of times and lots of action happening in the last week of the season for both teams.
2 balls and a strike to Landon Heinrichs, who hit a single and then scored a run earlier on in the first. There's a great pitch there from Shelbitsky. Obviously, Ryan Garver told him something that he needed to hear. It's 2-2 with 2 outs.
Next pitch for Shelbitsky is going to be number 41 this inning.
Wow. That one's cracked straight to third. Tough play for C.J. Goking, and he couldn't make the play. It hit him right in the glove. Goking couldn't make it. And a base hit for Heinrichs. That'll go down as a base hit, not an error. Advancing to third after the stolen base is Furton. And scoring is going to be Espino from third.
Yeah,
7-0 Hastings.
Hit that absolutely on a rope. Goking did get a glove on it. And great hit for Heinrichs.
Here's Naz Robinson. Check on Heinrichs at first. So Robinson ended up being the first out of the inning all the way back in the third hitter. And he was an unfortunate player that had to deal with a fielder's choice. He cracks this one to Jacob Nippert at first, and there is the third out in the inning. But it's 7 runs for Hastings here in the bottom of the first, and they have a commanding lead over Fairbury. We'll be back for the second after this on News Channel Nebraska.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Join in the next generation of great health at Columbus Fieldhouse, because strong families are vital to a strong community. With the region's most state-of-the-art facility, there's room for fitness, fun, and friends. There's space for all sports: tennis, football, soccer, volleyball, basketball, or golf. Or lace up to try out the track. And on-site services provided by Columbus Community Hospital keep you in the best shape. Be a part of something extraordinary and join us today in taking the next step to a stronger future.
Welcome back to News Channel Nebraska's broadcast here, Fairbury versus Hastings. This is the second inning, brought to you by Sartor Hammond Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Immediately, it's a play from third, and the first out to Jamison Runge.
Very slow chopper, kind of like almost like a axe swing, just chopping into the ground. And at third base, Sinek made a nice play, waited on it to get the hop he wanted, and chuck it on over to first for the first out. 4 straight set down by Carlos Jimenez.
Yeah, it's completely different first inning for both teams. Fairbury went 1-2-3. Hastings nearly went through their lineup completely. Here's Jacoby Atkins fouling this one off. Let's take a look at the last play. It's a little slow ground ball. Easy play for Sinek, who just waited on a hop.
Runge almost looked like he wasn't sure he was going to stay fair, and a little slow getting out of the box.
0-2 count to Atkins already. Like we said, some of these players going to play college ball. Well, Jacoby Atkins signed with York University to play outfield. So he will be playing college baseball next year. Takes one outside. It's 1-2.
Atkins, one of the guys that's probably definitely more valued for his bats valued for his outfield than his bats. Average, not the best.
There's a swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Jimenez.
Good pitch there right over the heart of the plate. Said, here's my best. I challenge you to hit that. And Atkins could not conquer the task. 2 up, 2 down.
There's Aldo Ramos, 6-hole hitter for Fairbury, and wrestles and plays football. He also did run track and field a little bit, too. So this guy's a dual sport athlete, too. Takes one down low. That's right on the bottom inside corner of the strike zone. Nearly impossible to hit there. And it's 0-1. Jimenez, he's just really confident out there, it seems.
Yeah, and some guys at that inside pitch, they will never swing at that because they're almost afraid it's going to hit them. And a breaking ball that time, and same spot.
Did it again. Sooner or later, Ramos is going to have to challenge it. That might be exactly what Jimenez wants. Here's the pitch outside. It's about as exactly what you could expect. 2 pitches inside. Ramos thinks, hey, maybe I have to swing at this next one, and then you go outside, try to get him to swing and miss. Smart pitch sequence for Jimenez. That one's a short fly ball right back to sender, and Jimenez makes the catch. So another 1-2-3 inning for Fairbury, and Hastings will come up in the bottom of the second to bat up next with Carlos Jimenez, the pitcher, makes the catch. Will bat next.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
Hastings leads it over Fairbury 7-0 as we welcome you back on News Channel Nebraska. I'm Kyle Mathis, joined by Ryan Valenta. 42 pitches in the first inning for Blaine Shelbitsky, who's still out on the mound for Fairbury. They'll have to go up against Carlos Jimenez to lead off the bottom of the second, trailing by 7.
So seven runs in the first inning, just 2 of them earned on an error and 3 walks. So that free passes have been kind of the issue for Shelbitsky. He's got the stuff, just can he locate it and make these Hastings hitters put it in play, let the defense do the work behind him.
I want to mention that last inning, Landon Heinrichs did not reach base on a base hit. It was an error. I want to confirm that. Here's the 0-1. Wow, great pitch from Shelbitsky. No way to be hit there by Jimenez. Jimenez has 2 strikeouts. He made the inning-ending catch in the top of the second. Now he comes up to bat. He'll try to get on base again. That pitch outside and away from Runge. It's 1-2.
So it went inside breaking ball, first 2 pitches, and Jimenez just kind of watched those. Let's see if Shelbitsky goes back to that breaking ball in the front door again.
1-2. Cracked to third. Picked up by Goking. He's going to have a tough play, but he makes the throw, and the catch is made by Nippert for the first out. Great play by Goking.
Wow, what a play. CJ at third, spun to his left, made the throw, and able to make the hanging on by Nippert down to third.
We knew it was going to be a tough play. Goking, and was on the ground after that, if you see him in the background there.
Yeah, he either got that tip of the toe on the base or the glove there, just beat Heinrichs to the bag.
First pitch, curveball, strike 1. That was our instant replay, by the way, brought to you by Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close. There's Nolan Hyde. Pitch down and away. It's funny with Jimenez, obviously took 2 inside breaking balls to start the at-bat, and then saw one go outside. He did the same thing last inning. He said, wait a minute, I know this. This is the same pitch sequence that I did last inning.
Game recognized game. Good recognition by Jimenez there. But Nolan Hyde, the team leader in hits for Hastings so far this season, 20 to speak of.
Nolan Hyde was able to get on base last time. Back in the first, and he ended up scoring a run too. 3-1. That is another walk thrown by Shelbitsky, and Hyde is going to go to first.
Shelbitsky, just that fastball, it's electric. It's got the speed, got the velocity on it, just overthrowing it a little bit, missing a lot to the glove side, outside to the right-handed hitters, inside to the left-handed hitters so far.
Cooper Cole comes up. He actually grounded out back in the first. They check on Hyde over at first. So still no pitches to Cole. And takes one up high, but that's still in the zone, 0-1. Cooper Cole plays for the football team, running back and middle linebacker, but mainly plays running back. He ran 3 touchdowns in during a playoff game last season, and he was an honorable mention for All-State for the football team. Takes one inside. It's 1-1. And a lot of these Hastings players, Ryan, they all play football, it seems. I mean, it makes sense because a lot of the Fairbury guys do too.
Yep, Hastings, also St. Cecilia, Adams Central, plenty of football teams here in the Hastings area, but very healthy football culture here. St. Cecilia, powerhouse in Class C in their division. Adams Central's been very good as of late. Hastings in Class B. Again, Class B teams, a lot in the eastern metro area. They are very good as well. Hastings has some tough competition.
Ball and 2 strikes. This one's grounded straight to short. Picked up by Brody Prowitz. He had trouble fielding it, and it's going to go down as an error on Brody Prowitz.
Tough hop there for Prowitz. Bounce to him, and that's kind of one of the plays where you need to charge that more or take another step back and field it more cleanly, but Prowitz got a nasty hop there. Even on the turf, it can still hop up on you.
So Cole gets on an E6. Deloria comes up to bat. Was walked back in the first, scored a run, too. 7-0 Hastings. Thank you for joining us, John News Channel, Nebraska. Fairbury needs something defensively. And the errors, unfortunately, don't help. But that is a return to center. They go to third. They try to go for first to get the double play, and it hops up on Jacob Nippert, and advancing to third base is Cooper Cole. And he's also going home, so Cole's going home, and he's going to score. Going to second now is Deloria, and he's going to get there safely. What a crazy sequence. Hyde is out at third, but off of an error, Cole is going to score and make it 8-0 Hastings. Also off of an error, Deloria, which was just kind of a base hit, is going to go all the way to second.
Tigers running wild here. Should be an error on the third baseman, Goking there. So Fairbury just kind of shooting themselves in the foot here early in this game.
Pitch outside now to Sidlow. Look at this play. This is quite crazy. Throw to third in time. Throw over to first. Wild. Hops up on Nippert. Couldn't get it. And then they kind of just had to wait as this one's popped up high in the air. Aldo Ramos has a read on it and makes the catch. That's the third out of the inning, but a run does score for Hastings. 8-0. Hastings leads it over Fairbury. Heading to the third after this.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
There's no community like a Cenex community. That's why every CPI Premier Stop store is proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. The store next door. Powered locally at Cenex.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports. NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Top of the third inning here at Duncan Field. This is Ryan Valenta. We're going to give Kyle Mathis a little breather as he's been taking you and letting you know everything you need to know about these Hastings and Fairbury guys. 8-0 after 2 innings of play. Tigers with a crooked number in the first inning, 7 runs, and they've got 1 more in the second. It's the top of the third, and for Fairbury, they're going to have 7, 8, and 9 coming up. On the mound, Carlos Jimenez has set down the first 6 in order. First pitch swung on and missed by Grady Chappell. Chappell, the left fielder for the Jeffs. Chappell, one of the juniors on the team, has struggled at the plate. Just 3 hits on the year. A $115 average down the right field line. Just foul. About a few feet too far to the line there. And that's one thing about Duncan Field, too, as you can see there. The foul territory from the foul line to out of play is a healthy margin there. You have plenty of room to run in that foul area. 0-2 pitch from Jimenez to Chappell. Pop up in foul territory. That'll get out of play. And Chappell will see another pitch.
That lands all the way near the train tracks over there. Train tracks behind the stadium. That was actually some good contact, though, for Chappell. It's got a little bit early.
Try the 0-2 again. Breaking ball up high. 1-2. Jimenez has been excellent so far through his first 6 batters. No base runners yet. 2 strikeouts. And Fairbury will have a pop-up. This is going to be the third baseman, Sinek. He'll make the grab just to the right of the pitcher's mound for the first out of the inning.
It almost just seems like Jimenez is just locked in right now. He obviously seems like he has prompt plans because he's trying to get through this game quickly. And, I mean, he has, like you said, Ryan, he has not given up a base hit yet. It's quite impressive.
Key word yet. Fairbury still yet to get their first time through the lineup. Swinging bunt there by Jacob Nippert. Goes foul. So we'll do it once again. Nippert on the season for Fairbury. One of the freshmen on the team. Look up and down their roster. 5 freshmen with decent amount of playing time on the season. Nippert, one of those guys. He has played in every game so far, but has just had 3 hits in 18 tries this year. Breaking ball, tried the back door. It was not far enough into the zone. 1-1 count. Beautiful day for baseball here in central Nebraska after storms rocked a big part of the state. Look out. That one just almost towards our way. If there was another press box over to our left, they would have gotten a souvenir.
That actually, I think, stayed up, so it's actually,
go get it.
Walk outside.
It's a souvenir for you.
I'll have to do that in the middle of the inning.
No fancy meager to go get that foul ball, so we've got it if we want it, it sounds like. 1-2, breaking ball, chopped slowly. The first baseman, Hyde Fields, flips to the pitcher covering. Excellent play by the 2 right side infielders to make the play for the second out of the inning.
That just looked so easy there for Nolan Hyde over at first. He just fielded it easily. A slow roller right to him. And good job by Jimenez to be able to cover.
It's a last-minute kind of decision. Guys were, Hyde and Jimenez were deciding at the last second who's going to take it, who's going to cover, but they got the outs. 9-hole hitter, Lucas Livingston, the designated hitters, on the ground to short. Robinson to first in time. The pitcher, Carlos Jimenez, very, very good. He's got something very good going through the first 3 innings. Set up, 9 down so far in the ball game. 8-0 your score, 4th inning. Right after.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community-driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
Spring is here. For farmers, making safety a priority this planting season can be the difference between life and death. Always look out for power lines before exiting the cab, when loading and transporting machinery, and when raising or unfolding equipment. Keep equipment at least 20 feet from power lines and use a spotter when possible. Be aware of what's overhead. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
Back at Duncan Field here in Hastings, bottom of the 3rd. 8-0 your score. Baseball still left to be played here in the final game at home of the season for the Hastings Tigers. They lost a forgettable game yesterday against Kearney. As Adam Rutt bats in the first at-bat of the game. Rutt is 0 for 0. He walked and scored in the first inning. So still yet to record an official at-bat here in the third. Today's third inning brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain and not just the symptoms. All three outside, three consecutive have missed. For Fairbury's Blaine Shelbitsky, who's back out there for his third inning of work, he finally delivers strike one. Shelbitsky, 62 pitches now on his outing, including 41 in the first inning. Hitters count, ball four. Another walk for Adam Rutt. He reaches for the second time in as many at-bats, and he will get his courtesy runner, Carlos Espino, to run for him.
Ninth walk of the season now for Rutt. He likes to try to hit the ball more than walk, but I mean, if he's going to get a chance to get a walk, he'll take it. And unfortunately, Shelbitsky has not been able to find the strike zone against Rutt here.
Yeah, Blaine Shelbitsky's 8th start of the year, his 5th walk today, and that breaks a record. He had not walked more than 4 in a game, and he's done that. So the senior just a little bit wild and not able to command the pitches like he would like to. We're back to the top of the lineup. Espino with a big lead, draws a pickoff throw. Back in safely, though. So far in the game, 2 times through the lineup for Hastings. 4 hits, 8 runs, and they have reached base 6 times via a free pass. Another pickoff throw, but rightfully so. Espino getting a huge lead, and he wants to swipe that second base bag. So Chance Verton has reached in both plate appearances. He was hit by a pitch to lead off the game and drove home 2 on a single in the second inning. Man, that's the 3rd consecutive pickoff throw. And
you see Espino over there. He's kind of like, come on, man.
And they were trying to maybe try the hidden ball trick. They just threw it back. We'll see. Yeah, look at the lead by Espino there, clapping his hands. He wants another throw. Oh, look at it. He's going to dive back in safely. And safe called, or is that a balk? Field umpire pointing at the pitcher, and yep, that is a balk. Blaine Shelbitsky balks after Carlos Espino just tantalizing him at first base, dancing all around. We'll check out see what he did there. So Espino leading off, comes up. He tries and, he stepped forward with the right foot. You can't do that. With the back foot, you have to either step to the side or step backwards. And he stepped forward with the right foot, which is definitely a balk. So good call by the field umpire. Puts Espino at second. Nobody out. Chance Verton still waiting for his first pitch. Finally finds it. It gets away from the catcher, Jamison Runge. It'll be a pass ball because that was in the strike zone for strike one.
Well, Espino's had a fun time. He's all the way at third base. Only one pitch has been thrown.
Advancing 2 bases. Yep.
But that's actually Shelbitsky's first balk of the season, 3rd for Fairbury.
And that'll get out of play behind the left field bleachers. So Hastings, their second to last game. This is the regular season finale for Fairbury. They already have their district matchup set for next Thursday. They're the number 4 seed in District C4, and they will take on top-seeded Platteview on Thursday. 0-2 pitch to Chance Verton. Swing and a miss, held onto by the catcher Runge, and Verton is struck out. And that is the second strikeout of the game for Blaine Shelbitsky. Well, Chance Verton, not a guy that strikes out too often. Just his 10th strikeout of the season, and now 50 at-bats. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball by Shelbitsky. So he's got something cooking here the past couple of batters. Heinrich's bats. He singled and scored in the first and reached on an error in his second at-bat in the first inning. A 1 just misses. 1-1.
Well, Ryan, it's so interesting with this Fairbury team. They obviously have had to play some really good teams. They've been shut out multiple times, including a 15-1 loss to Seward in their last game. But they've also beaten teams handedly. That one's down low. It's 23-6 win over Centennial, 10-1 win over Aurora. So when their bats go, their bats go. But they've struggled to get their bats going a lot of the times.
Fairbury was actually no hit in their season opener against Lincoln Lutheran. That's popped into the air, into the alley, left center field. Coming over is the center fielder, Atkins, to make the catch. Tagging at third is Espino, and he will come home and score the 9th run of the game. Sacrifice fly For Landon Heinrichs, it's 9-0 in the bottom of the third. So with plenty of outfield out there, no problem for Espino to trot home. And the Tigers looking for double digits here, but now base is empty. And we'll start over in the inning with 2 outs with Naz Robinson. Robinson 0 for 1. He sacrificed in the first inning and grounded out to end the first inning. Called strike on the outside corner. Count is 1-1 to Naz Robinson. He had one of the 5 hits against Kearney here yesterday at Duncan Field. Pitch just misses, not by much. 2-1.
Unfortunately for Fairbury, this game has been a lot similar to that game last year, 19-6 loss at home against Hastings. They gave up 4 runs in the first, 3 in the second. Not as bad last year as it was today, giving up 7 in the first. But Fairbury, they just didn't get a good start last year against Hastings. Ended up losing by 13, and they haven't gotten a good start this year.
Hastings 3-0 all-time versus Fairbury. As Robinson takes outside, count runs full, 3-2.
Well, for Shelbitsky, he would love to get out of the inning right now with only 1 run allowed. But obviously, it's going to be tough to do that against a great hitting lineup like Hastings. But I think he tries to go, if I were him, with a fastball.
He goes with the breaking ball and bends it way too far outside, and that's ball 4. So, Kyle, they're in need of a coach. You better get down here there. I'll take it for the rest of the game. Robinson works the 2-out walk. He stands there.
Ryan Garver, he did say, he did tell me yesterday that he was a little shocked as to how hard it is to coach baseball compared to how he coaches basketball. I mean, a lot of rain delays, weather's a huge factor. You really got to rest some players, rest some pitchers. It's just a lot. And he said basketball is a lot different than baseball, and he didn't realize how much different it was before he started coaching.
First pitch, head high, ball 1 for Carlos Jimenez. Again, Hastings making their 3rd time through the batting order in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They've already got 1 across. They've scored in every inning so far. There goes the runner Robinson. It's popped into foul territory towards the Fairbury dugout, but just out of play. First baseman Nipperts gave it a look, but bounced on top of the dugout. Jimenez will return to the box. Robinson back to first. Healthy bounce back so far for Hastings. Again, they were blown out in 5 innings, 12-0 by Kearney yesterday, right here on their senior day at home. Pickoff throw to first. Not in time. Asked athletic director for Hastings, Tracy Douglas, this morning, said, well, this is your last home game. How come senior day isn't today? And they said, well, with the spring season being so unpredictable, might have a lot of rainouts, and that last game very well could have been canceled. It could have been raining today. Always like to do it's the second to last home game. Runner goes, but it's fouled off. So Hastings playing their last home game today, even though they had their senior day yesterday, honoring a lot of seniors on their roster. If you count them up, count it even 10. 10 seniors on this Tiger roster. Jimenez still fighting. Fouled off a couple pitches with 2 strikes. Breaking ball, that's just misses. High and tight. Pitch count for Shelbitsky now at 80 pitches. But he has thrown over 100 pitches 3 times this season, so he's got the tungsten arm. Runner goes, but it's dropped. Catcher Jamison Runge could not get the exchange, and Robinson swipes second.
And I was just looking at Robinson's stolen base total on the season. That one's 10, so he gets the double digits. His team likes to steal bases. Already 40 now on this season, including today's stolen bases.
Payoff pitch to Carlos Jimenez.
I think that hit that hit him, yeah.
It must have hit him on the shoulder, and it looks like it might have gotten a piece of Jamison Runge, too. And head coach Ryan Garver asked, are you sure about that? And
it looked like it might have hit his bat, honestly.
Yeah, we'll have to get another look at that. But, yeah, they barely made any effort to get out of the way of it, too. So it was kind of a could go in either way type of call. So Jimenez reaches at first with the hit batter, and he will get his courtesy runner, Isaiah Shaw. First and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Shelbitsky giving Robinson a long look at second base, still staring at him, finally steps off. Of daring Robinson to make a play or do something. The shortstop, Prelwitz, right there for a pickoff throw if he wants it. Runner goes to third. The throw from Runge to third is not a good one. And both runners swipe their respective bags. And the Tigers now have two in scoring position with 2 outs.
That's how you know Hastings is confident right now. They're stealing third base. Seems like maybe they've noticed that Shelbitsky maybe has a little bit of a longer windup than usual. Nice pitch there.
Exactly. Right at the bottom of the zone, Nolan Hyde is fortunate right there at the third baseman. Goking just got a glove on that. If that goes into left field, that's the 10th run of the game. Off the fist, this is trouble, and it falls inside the line. 2 runs coming home for Hastings. A little dunker of a hit by Nolan Hyde. It drops just fair. A 2 RBI single, and the Tigers have 11 here in the ball game.
That's just a really tough play. Good effort there from Tatro. Ramos tried to come in too. But, I mean, that was just about exactly where you'd want to hit the ball. That would be just tough enough. Or, excuse me, that was actually Nipper that couldn't make the catch. Oh, and then an errant throw.
Oh, I thought we had timeouts. Apparently not.
I think that one's on Fairbury, Ryan. Or, excuse me. I think that one is on Fairbury. Because Shelbitsky tried to catch Hyde off guard and just threw it right over the head of Nippert. So that one is on Fairbury. Even though there was timeout called, Shelbitsky did throw it.
So once you re-engage the mound as the pitcher, then time comes back in. So he must have re-engaged, and yeah, the error there. Breaking ball just misses inside. So Nolan Hyde with the 2 RBI single to put Hastings up double digits, 11-0. 10-run rule is in effect, but it doesn't go into effect till after the 5th inning. So still at least a few more innings to play here. The 4th and the 5th will be potentially the last 2 innings of the game if this lead is to hold. 2-0 count on Cooper Cole. Finally gets a strike in there for Shelbitsky. He's approaching 90 pitches, no action down the line in the Fairbury bullpen, but then again, a lot of teams will have their next pitcher already out on the field. So that could be a possibility too. Huge leadoff second for Nolan Hyde, but pitcher comes home, grounded to the left side. The shortstop Prelwitz takes it on a couple hops, and he'll put it in his back pocket. No play there, as that was perfectly placed, an infield hit for Cooper Cole, and he gets on the board with his first hit of the game.
Now, one thing that I'm noticing is that Fairbury's really struggling with those high hops. Remember, the ball's on the ground, and it hops really high. It's tough for especially the guys over on the left side of the infield with Prelwitz and Goking. They've had a tough time fielding those, and it stays up in the air just long enough to let the guys be able to go down that first baseline and get there in time.
Second hit of the inning for the Tigers, 6 of the game. Strike 1 to Royer DeLaura. DeLaura has walked and reached on a fielder's choice. He takes that fastball up high. So nothing in 1 count. And what game wouldn't be complete at Duncan Field without the train coming by? Second train that's actually come by here during the game this afternoon. Fouled off by DeLaura. It goes back to the screen. Hastings actually working on some legislation in the city council. We're stepping away from sports here a little bit to get these areas enacted as quiet zones. Been a bit of a gripe for some residents here to the trains in the middle of the night coming blaring their horns is not fun. Down the left field line, that is trouble. It is just fair inside the line. 1 run is in. Around second on to third is Cooper Cole. He'll get the stop sign there. Head first dive into second. RBI double, Royer DeLaura. What a great hit there. Oh, the ball's still in play, and it gets away. Here comes another run. Time was not out, and the Jeffs just throwing it away now. And another run comes across. And all the way to third, Royer DeLaura. It is now 13-0. And now finally the Jeffs call time, and they'll have to regroup here. Oh, man.
Well, you hate to see it, but they're just not making smart throws. And that's just, I mean, you just got to be together as a team. You can't just make throws that are high, and sometimes you got to be smart with the throws that you make because some throws can get over the head of somebody or wide of somebody and just be an error and score another run, and that's exactly what just happened.
First extra base hit of the game for either side, and it comes and brings in 2 more runs. It's 13-0. Fairbury's finally going to go to their bullpen, and we will send you to break, and we'll have the new Fairbury pitcher when we come back.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Pitching change here. We'll get another look at what happened here. That last wacky wild play, the double to left field by Royer DeLora, and he dove in safely, and then, let's see, the shortstop, Prowitz has it, and then just a bad throw back to the pitcher, and yeah, time never called, nobody called for it, and that brought home another run. That was the 4th Fairbury error of the game, and that puts the Tigers up by a baker's dozen here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. New pitcher onto the game, Miles Tatro. The freshman for Fairbury will relieve his starter after going 2 2/3 innings. This will be Tatro's 6th appearance, 7th appearance, make that. So it's Elliot Sidlow who comes up to bat in the first batter. He will face. And Sidlow's the 9th man to bat in the inning. Only a Tiger that has not gotten a plate appearance yet. Foul, but ripped hard down the right field line. So Tatro's numbers, 13.82 ERA, so he has struggled a little bit. His past 2 outings, he's given up at least 5 runs. His last outing was last week against Plattsmouth. Count is 2-1 on Elliot Sidlow, who is 0 for 1. He is walked and flown out. Right-hander from the winds. Bounces it, that gets past the catcher Runge, and here comes run number 14 as Royer DeLora crosses the plate on the wild pitch. So base is empty again, and once again, if you recall back to the walk to Naz Robinson, the Jeffs were 1 strike away from getting out of the inning unscathed, but they've got to get the baseball. Jamison Runge asking for a new baseball, but that ball's live. So he had to go in and run and get that, but Sidlow does not advance, and it looks like the Jeffs kind of just have the winds taken out of their sails right now.
That's the thing with Fairbury. When I was talking to Coach Garver, he talked about how the team needs to focus in. When things don't go right, when things don't go their way, they have to really just reel it in, and they can't just get down on themselves. And it seems like they definitely have gotten down on themselves. And they are down by 14, but there still is time in this game. They can't just be giving up in the middle of the game, and it seems like it's a little bit of what they've been doing.
Still in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 7 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and then 6 runs. Still maybe more to come here in the bottom of the 3rd. Swing and a miss by the 10th man to come to the plate this inning, Adam Rutt, as the Tigers have batted around for the 2nd time this ball game.
Yeah, and Rutt, he did lead off, like you said. He did draw a walk, so let's see if he can draw another one.
He's down in the count 0-2, though. Pickoff throw to first is not in time. Rutt, in both of his plate appearances, has walked, but has come around to score in both of them. Freshman trying to put out the fire here in this inning. 0-2 pitch. Grounded foul. Another foul ball there, and Rutt stays alive.
Can't even stress how important this is here for Tatro on the mound. Not only Tatro, but just Fairbury in general. Just getting out of this inning, giving their bats a chance to heat up in the top of the 4th.
Been a long rest for the Hastings pitcher, Carlos Jimenez, even though he has batted in the lineup. Can always play some problems with the pitcher. You have a long inning on the bench. Might ice up your arm a little bit. Tatro's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Went up high and strikes out the batter. And that mercifully puts an end to the bottom of the third inning. In the third, 6 runs on just 2 hits and way too many errors for Fairbury. We go to the 4th inning with Hastings up 14-zip.
The first time I ever took prescription opioids is when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. I think I was 16 years old. I must have gotten a 30-day script. I took them all in 3 days. I was stealing from people, buying substances on the street. I look back at that time with a lot of shame. That's not who I am. Opioid use disorder is not a moral failing.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Three innings in the books here at Duncan Field in Hastings, Nebraska. One of the very nicer, I guess this isn't a high school field by any means, but historic Duncan Field. They've hosted a lot of legends here playing baseball. Mickey Mantle's played here. Babe Ruth has played here, and a lot of big names. They've got a Hastings Wall of Fame here under the right field bleachers. To lead off the 4th inning, it's the top of the order, Brody Prelwitz, Miles Tatro, and Blaine Shilbitsky. Today's 4th inning brought to you by Sartor Heyman. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Carlos Jimenez back on the bump for his 4th inning of work. First batter, Brody Prelwitz, flew out to left field to start the game.
You take a look at Ryan Garver down in the first baseline. He's the first base coach and the head coach. You really commend him for what he's doing with this team. He's taking the reins in his first season, trying to rebuild this program. He said that the players in middle school and elementary school, there's a hack and miss 2-1. The players in elementary school and middle school, some of these guys on high school, the sophomores and freshmen, a lot of underclassmen, they weren't able to play too much baseball before they got into high school. So that's a little bit of a disadvantage for some southeastern Nebraska Fairbury kids.
Big swing, no contact for Prelwitz, and with the town of less than 4,000, like we mentioned before the game, it's just hard to bring some talent to the field at all time because you got all those other small towns that maybe not have the baseball facilities that other towns of 25,000 like Hastings does here and has 3 high school teams. But then again, Fairbury just in their 4th season as a program, and they've been stagnant at the 4-win mark every year, but still plenty of time to get things figured out. 2-2, swing and a miss. It gets back to the screen, and the runner's going to reach first base on the wild pitch strikeout. So up until that point, Carlos Jimenez had been perfect. No hitter is still intact, but that is a wild pitch strikeout that allows the first base runner to reach for Fairbury in the ballgame.
Going back to the point of Fairbury here, and you think about Beatrice, 30 minutes down the road.
Yep.
That town isn't that big. It isn't. It's about 8,000 or so, and Beatrice has a chance of making it to state. They have a chance of playing deep into the district tournament next week, late next week, but just shows what Fairbury can become if they get the talent there. There still is time, but you just commend Garver for what he's done. He just watched Blake Starr, his basketball player, commit to Dome basketball a couple weeks ago. Blake Starr injured, tore his ACL during the basketball season for the 2nd straight year. Tore actually his ACL, both ACLs he tore in back-to-back years, different ACLs. It's very unlucky for Blake Starr, but Blake Starr, he's a senior, he's one of the leaders. He was able to actually be considered one of the coaches technically on the team this year, and he really has been a good leader. That's what Coach Garver said.
Brutal. Double ACL tear in back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Cannot get more unlucky than that. Miles Tatro bats. He is one of the 3 strikeout victims so far for Carlos Jimenez. Pickoff throw to first. It's close. Just safe.
That was risky. Brody Prowitz had a big lead there, but Man, Jimenez almost got him. That was a really good pickoff attempt.
Prowit's the team lead in steals with 9 steals, so he definitely wants to get up that extra base and try and get Fairbury back some runs in this ball game. The 1-1 to Tatro. Ground ball to the left side, a diving attempt, and it is scooped up, but that'll be an infield hit for Miles Tatro, as all Naz Robinson could do is just keep it on the infield. And the first hit of the game, finally, for the Jeffs here in the 4th inning. They have their first 2 on board.
Unfortunately for Jimenez, he was coming into this inning with a perfect game. Lost a perfect game, had a chance to get a no-hitter. Now he just lost a no-hitter. It was a good run. He was dominating, but Fairbury, their bats are starting to get going here, it seems.
Now second time through the lineup. Sometimes it takes teams 3 times through the lineup, as Jimenez lost the lid while delivering that first pitch there. If I recall right, yep. First game on radio I did this year was Hastings and Bennington. Jimenez started, and just about every other pitch, he was losing his lid. Joked that he needed to get a tighter lid on him. That ball squirts through the legs of Adam Rutt and back to the screen. Both runners move up. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Fairbury.
That's now 2 wild pitches this inning for Jimenez. One of them getting Prowitz on base despite the strikeout. The other one advancing the runners, but Fairbury needs something here, and Shelbitsky, I think he might try to make up for his woes on the mound with a big base hit here to bring home some runs.
Ground ball up the middle. Robinson's there. The shortstop throws over to first. It's low, but it's dug out by the first baseman, Nolan Hyde. Good play by the Tiger first baseman to keep that ball in front and get the out. A run does come home to score. An RBI ground out for Blaine Shelbitsky has the Jeffs on the board in the 4th inning.
Fairbury gets on the board, but I love how Miles Tatro ran over to third despite Robinson having it. It was a risky play because he could have been tagged for all he knows. He could have been tagged as he was running to third.
Absolutely.
I know it's kind of a tough play, but...
Yeah, with Robinson going over to his left, able to dodge around him and get that play there. And Hastings with their big lead just want to make sure they get an out for sure. That one's fouled off the bricks, and look out. That one awfully close to some fans in the stand. So down 0-2, Jamison Runge. He led off the 2nd inning and grounded out. Runge on the year hitting .237, above the average of the Jeffs on the season. But as a team, just hitting .211 in their 16 games. Well, they've got plenty of guys over that mark. The righty delivers, spiked but blocked by Adam Rutt to keep that runner at third base and keep the potential second run off the board. Two. Popped up and out of play. Runge stays alive. He's fouled off a couple pitches with 2 strikes. And Fairbury 1 base away from getting their second run of the ball game after being completely shut down for the first 3 innings. 2-2, Jimenez goes to the hook and gets the swing and the miss for the strikeouts. 4th punch out for Carlos Jimenez here in the 4th inning. Breaking ball, if he's been able to locate it, it's been right there, and seems like that Jimenez has been going to that breaking ball a lot more recently than the fastball, which he has a good. That one into the glove of Robinson. It squirts out again, though. Another infield hit. That brings home the second run of the game. And Robinson has just been on the wrong end, just right place, wrong time there. And the second run comes across. RBI single for Jacoby Atkins on the infield hit.
You can see why this guy's playing for York University. Really hard hit ball and has some serious speed, too.
Tatro comes to score. Fouled off on the first pitch for Aldo Ramos. And again, Robinson got there, just couldn't make the play. Even if he does exchange it cleanly, Atkins runs well and probably beats out the throw. 0-1, fouled off, and Aldo Ramos and the Jeffs down to their last strike in the 4th inning. And now the wind has definitely picked up a little bit, blowing from left to right field. Flags in center field, just inside the field of play. 0-2, Down into the turf, knocked down by Adam Rutz. Atkins stays put at first.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see Atkins try to steal a base here. He is the all-time leader in Fairbury in track. He was the best 4,000, 5,000-meter runner. He is quick.
He bluffs goes, and that one hits the batter. Aldo Ramos wears that right on the upper torso, and he advances first. So a free pass issued by Carlos Jimenez. 2 on with 2 outs brings up Grady Chappell. Ramos at first. Atkins advances to second. Jeffs with already 2 this inning. Looking for more here to try and get back in this game, or at least not get run ruled through 5 innings. First pitch grounded softly. Charging in Sinek. Makes the short hop grab over to first. Excellent play by Tucker Sinek to get the final out of the inning and limit the damage to just 2 runs in the top of the 4th. 2 runs on a couple of hits for Fairbury. They're on the board, but still trailing by a dozen. We come to the bottom of the 4th after this on NCN Sports.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. And the big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Cooperative Producers, Inc., your locally owned Sinix convenience store and gas station throughout South Central Nebraska. Tom Dinsdale Auto, Mary Lanning Healthcare, your care, our inspiration. NCN Sports is brought to you by Tatro Chiropractic in Fairbury and by Weston Packaged Meats in Fairbury.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Bottom of the 4th. Tigers back up to bat looking for some more. They've already got 14 home, but they want some more before potentially their final at-bat of the home series, the home season, and potentially the final game for some of these seniors. Chance Verton leads off and tries to bunt. Bunts it foul. Tigers now making their 4th way through the lineup, 1, 2, and 3. Chance Verton, Landon Heinrichs, and Naz Robinson. The first 3 scheduled up, but we may see a pinch hitter or 2. With this potentially being the final 3 outs of the inning. That breaking ball got away from Techo there. He's got a little bit of a grin on his face saying, I didn't mean to do that, but no foul there. Just ball 1. Verton has singled home 2 runs. He's also been hit by a pitch and has struck out. So he bats now in the 4th inning. Again, Hastings, lots of offensive success today, thanks to, in part, some errors by Fairbury, but they have gotten a lot of success from the bats. Chance Verton has been one of those guys. A couple of defensive changes for the Jeffs. We'll tell you about first after the 2-2 pitch. Into the air, foul territory, left field side. Going over is Prelwitz, and he makes the grab in foul territory for the first outs. Plenty of foul territory to work with, and Prelwitz, who moved from shortstop to third base, makes the grab. Put a little star next to that, if you will. So Brody Prelwitz moves over from short to third base. Over to shortstop moves Blaine Shelbitsky. C.J. Gokeen moves from third to second base. And then Jacob Nippert still remains at first base. Jamison Runge moves from catcher to outfield in right. And then Aldo Ramos trades places with him at catcher. Fouled off quickly, 0-2 to the pinch hitter, Carlos Espino. Espino's been the courtesy runner for the pitcher Carlos Jimenez today. But now he gets an at-bat. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Tatro gets the punch out. 3 pitches, disposes of the Tiger pinch hitter.
Now, Tatro's doing pretty good. 2 strikeouts so far. He hasn't been in the game for too long, at least on the mound. But Tatro's got a bright future. He's just a freshman. He leads the team in batting average, leads the team in hits, and he's a pretty good pitcher, too. We'll see what he ends up doing in his next few years, but I think Ryan Garver's got a good guy on his hands. As even just the throw from Ramos there after the ball was over the head there of Tatro. So Fairbury, I think just heading into next year and even heading into next week, they have to be ready to just lock in on after the play throws, because a lot of the throws have been over the head, wide, costed a lot of errors, a lot of runs too.
1-1 pitch to Naz Robinson. That one skips into the plate and knocked down by new catcher Aldo Ramos. Ramos got a little big grin on his face too. Kind of turned his head away. Someone's got to tell Aldo, hey, that's what the mask is for there.
And the umpire even patted him on the back there.
2-1 pitch is just up high, and as a former catcher myself, that's what they tell you. Stare at that ball. Yes, I mean, the human reflex is to look away from that baseball, but that big old helmet's going to protect you and hopefully not get you a nice old bruise on the side of the neck. Strike 2 in there to Naz Robinson. It's now a full count with 2 outs, and the Jeffs looking for a 1-2-3 inning. If they can get this last pitch over the plate. Tatro delivers. Just too high, and it's ball 4. So the 1-2-3 inning not meant to be. Naz Robinson reaches for the second consecutive inning, and he stands there with 2 outs.
Now you got Jimenez.
We're actually going to have a pinch hitter.
It's not Jimenez, yes.
Yep. Cesar Flores will bat. And Cesar Flores will bat, and he has not had an at-bat this year. The senior not used as of yet so far, so he's going to see his first at-bat this season in his final game at home. Robinson runs. Ramos double clutches, and his throw will be nowhere in time. Stealing the base, Naz Robinson, his 3rd stolen base today.
I was about to say, what's new for Robinson? He loves taking off and stealing those bases. I wouldn't be surprised if he steals 3rd. He did do it last inning.
It's those orange cleats. And yes, there he goes to 3rd. Swing and a miss. Throw down to 3rd. Not in time. Another stolen base, the 4th.
Yeah, he's just doing what he wants right now. He literally got to second base, immediately jumped up, ran a little bit, and right as the pitch was going, he just started running. He didn't even second-guess himself.
Now Tatro can go back to the windup. And a hit by pitch there. It kind of looked like Flores just kind of stuck his elbow out in there, which you're not really supposed to do, but in a 14-2 game, you can kind of see, he might have gotten away with that one.
Well,
Flores reaches first, though.
Well, Flores, he is used to taking contact, and that's in football. He was a honorable mention for all-conference team.
First pitch gets away, and ouch! Oh, wild pitch gets away, and going out to 3rd is Flores, and he's going to slide in safely. Oh, what a crazy play there. Wild pitch scored Robinson easily, but as he crossed the plate, he's standing up. The ball hit him in the midsection area, and then Flores comes all the way from 1st to 3rd as that ball skipped away. So now 15 runs on the board for Hastings. The 1-0 pitch. Nolan Hyde cracks it in the air to left, way, way back, but the ballpark is going to hold it, and the extra space allows the left fielder Chappell to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Final chance for the Jeffs here, down by 13. They need at least 4 runs to keep this game going. We'll be right back on NCN Sports.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Join in the next generation of great health at Columbus Fieldhouse because strong families are vital to a strong community. With the region's most state-of-the-art facility, there's room for fitness, fun, and friends. There's space for all sports: tennis, football, soccer, volleyball, basketball, or golf. Or lace up to try out the track. And on-site services provided by Columbus Community Hospital keep you in the best shape. Be a part of something extraordinary and join us today in taking the next step to a stronger future.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Welcome back to News Channel Nebraska. Fifth inning about to get underway between Fairbury and Hastings. Hastings up 15-2, and this fifth inning is brought to you by Sartor Hammond Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. 15-2 is the score. Hastings in the lead. Fairbury ready to get this half inning started here. They need to get 4 runs, to keep the game going past the fifth. Swing and a miss immediately there by Jacob Nippert, who leads off this inning for Fairbury.
Eli Schneider on, tasked to get the last 3 outs. He's kind of been the closer for Hastings, and Schneider has not pitched since Monday, so he's well rested and gets some tune-up before their game on Monday against Crete.
Curveball down low. It's 1-1. Schneider plays for the basketball team, too. Go ahead.
Yep, Schneider, he also does play for the basketball team. Going to be one of the few guys returning. They're going to graduate a lot of seniors. But Schneider's stuff, not fast by any means, not going to blow you away, but is going to mix in a good breaking ball with a fastball that is really slow and is an off speed to kind of have the success that he has for the left-handed pitcher on the mound.
A ball and 2 strikes. This one's cracked right to second base, and it hangs up there for Deloria for the first out. So there's 1 down here in the top of the fifth. 2 more outs to go for Fairbury to get 4 runs to keep this game going, or else it's a run rule win for Hastings. Coming up here is Lucas Livingston. Back at the third, he grounded out to short. Livingston has a little bit of a championship mentality off the field, too. He obviously plays basketball, football, and baseball, but he was a state champion as an annual chapters activities team, or at the annual chapter activities team for the FBLA State Leadership Conference. This one's popped right to short. What a catch. Nash Robinson, highlight reel play of the day. What a catch there for Robinson. That one was cracked straight to him. Jumps up, boom. Great hops there for Robinson. What a catch there. And now Fairbury is down to their final out of the game. It's Brody Prowitz. Did reach base last time on a wild pitch despite him striking out. He did score, too. He's got to go up against Schneider, though, who's a great pitcher. And that is a great breaking ball. So, like we said, the game would end if there's 1 more out. They don't get within 10 runs. And that bring up our coach post-game interview brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Coming up next, Ryan Valenta will be down there to interview the player of the game and the coach. That's a great breaking ball. Right on the outside of the strike zone. Prowitz had no read on that. 0-2, and it's down to this last strike. Schneider can finish things. Great game for Jimenez. 3 strikeouts and 4 innings pitched. But it's Schneider's turn to go with a fastball and swing out Prowitz, who goes down swinging to end the game. So Hastings defeats Fairbury 15-2, a run rule win in 5, and the Tigers will have 1 more game against Crete, but they'll be thinking about tonight. They will come into prom off of a win over Fairbury. And for Fairbury, their regular season at least ends today. They'll have their district finals tournament late next week. Well, we'll be back for our postgame after this. 15-2, Hastings beats Fairbury. We'll be back for our interviews with the player of the game and the coach coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
Woodhouse GMC is bringing you more. With every new GMC purchase from Woodhouse, we're including 3 years of scheduled maintenance. Plus, with our current lease offers going on now, you'll save even more. Woodhouse GMC, we are professional grade.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. And the big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Woodhouse GMC is bringing you more. With every new GMC purchase from Woodhouse, we're including 3 years of scheduled maintenance. Plus, with our current lease offers going on now, you'll save even more. Woodhouse GMC, we are professional grade.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. And the big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
John Henry's is now offering electrical service. Our service professionals have been helping with plumbing, heating, and cooling in Lincoln and the surrounding areas for more than 25 years. Now, we're proud to offer the same level of professionalism in our new electrical service. From a whole home rewire to adding new outlets or electric car chargers, John Henry's can be your one-stop shop for all your home's needs. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. Our family serving yours since 1996.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to NebraskaOrtho.com. That's NebraskaOrtho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech program and become part of the Landmark difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Now here with our player of the game here on NCN Sports, the starting pitcher, Carlos Jimenez, 4 innings pitched. You were perfect for those first 3 innings, and you just allowed a couple of hits and a couple of runs. Carlos, you looked really good out there on the mound. What was working for you today?
The fastball, they couldn't really catch up with it, and then I had change-up and slider worked today.
That slider that you were throwing, you weren't throwing that on normal pitches. You were throwing it first pitch sometimes, which isn't common at the high school level, and mixing in that slider really well. I think that was the key pitch for you. Just how do you make that slider look so good?
The coaches, they helped me get that. I got that down this year, and last year I was working with that, and then this year is where I helped.
So you get the win on the mounds, and you also get an RBI hit on the field. Just a great overall performance by the team. What did you like about your defense playing behind you today, too?
They played good. Nats had a couple good plays. Royer, he had a good play. It was a good game.
So now you've got one more game coming up before the regular season is done, and then you're going to be probably pitching and playing in districts here. Just what are you looking forward to in the next few weeks of these ball games?
I'm looking forward to get more hits as a team and score as many runs as possible.
All right, so prom's coming up tonight. You going to prom tonight, Carlos?
I am.
You got somebody to go with?
I do. Got a hot date.
He's got a hot date, ladies and gentlemen. We got to let Carlos Jimenez get back to it. Carlos, congratulations and excellent performance today.
Thank you.
All right. We're now going to bring in our head coach of the game and the head coach for the Hastings Tigers, Blake Marquardt. Coach, a good bounce-back win for you after that loss against Kearney yesterday. Put up a lot of runs early and ended up putting in more than a dozen up on the field. What did you like out of your guys today?
Well, it was a good bounce-back. I mean, Kearney yesterday was not the performance we wanted to see out of our team. We didn't execute things we wanted to do, in all 3 phases of the game. But today, the guys really showed that they can make adjustments and come back after a tough loss.
So the offense got going early, a lot of 7 runs in that first inning. So it was really got it going from the start. Just the approach in that first inning after being shut out yesterday. What did you like about the guys in that first inning?
They hit and they ran the bases a lot more aggressive today. Obviously, we didn't have as many opportunities yesterday, but that's the way we like to play, is a lot more aggressive, and they swung the bats really well today. And then obviously when the other team gave us opportunities like free bases or hit by pitches, we capitalized in those moments.
So Carlos on the mound, 4 strong innings. He was perfect through 3 innings and just had a little bit of fall through the 4th inning, but still got the win there. What did you like out of your starting guy today?
Well, he commanded the zone, and he did a really good job, all 4 innings. And yeah, they put a couple hits up there, infield hits, and I thought we made really good plays on them. They just put them in well-placed infield singles, and overall, I think Jim did exactly what we needed him to do today, and it was really fun to watch him pitch today.
So you got Crete on Monday, and then you got your next district game on Thursday, playing Platt Smith in Waverly. And hey, if you get Platt Smith that win, you already beat Waverly once this season, so you guys are looking pretty good potentially in these last few games. So what's the outlook for the rest of the few games for the season for you?
Well, I think that you said it right there, is that these guys feel like they can win, and we've beaten some of these teams going into the last part of the season, so I think we can build off wins like this and keep the confidence high and the morale going, that you hope that you're competitive and maybe come out on top and make a run at state.
All right, that's the head coach, Blake Marquardt. We are going to send it back to Kyle Mathis for our top plays. Blake Marquardt and the Tigers getting their win in their final game here at Duncan Field. Kyle, back to you.
You're going to be one part of this?
All right, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that. Ryan Valenta down there with Player of the game, Carlos Jimenez, who gets his second win of the season, 2-2 with 3 strikeouts. Really, really solid performance from him. And head coach Blake Marquardt in his 8th season at the helm of the Hastings Tigers, who are now 8-12 on the season. Well, it's time to look at our top plays, brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com. And also by Tom Dinsdale Auto, Grand Island's premier dealership. It's time to look at our top plays in the 15-2 win for Hastings over Fairbury as we start with a look at the start of the game in the first inning, which was a dominant first inning for Hastings. A sacrifice bunt that seemed like it was going to be an out, but not able to catch up to it on the play was the pitcher, Shelbitsky. Well, here's a nice bloop into left center, which he was able to drop and score a few more runs for Hastings, who ended up scoring 7 runs in the first inning. It was a dominant performance, a really good start to the game, and there was just a mistake there over at third by Brody Prowitz, who had a tough time over there in short and third, grounding some of those high hoppers. Here is a sacrifice fly that ended up scoring a run in the third inning. This was all the way out, caught by Atkins, and able to run home and score on the play was the Hastings runner. So you take a look at the next play. This was just a tough play down the right field line. No way to get it for Nippert. And that was able to score 2 runs there. One of those guys coming was Isaiah Shaw. Now we jump to the 4th inning. Hastings had a really good 4th inning. 1 run in the 4th, 6 in the 3rd. Here's a diving play there, not able to corral it in. And there was Atkins. That was a nice run from him. And then we take a look at the 4th inning as well. In the bottom of the 4th, passed ball, able to bring home a run. And that was just, unfortunately, the plays that were made by Fairbury. Even hit the runner, scored another run. So this was 15-2 at this point, and this was the catch of the day. What a defensive play there from Naj Robinson, snagging it and getting the job done. Defense was really good for Hastings. Their offense was better, and a 15-2 win for Hastings over Fairbury. Thank you for joining us on NCN Sports. What a day it was, and a beautiful day for baseball. We appreciate Ryan Valenta. My name is Kyle Mathis. 15-2, Hastings beating Fairbury here on NCN. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you sometime soon.